What's going on, you guys? It's Meta994 here, back with another video today. As you can see, the white backdrop is up, which means it's time for another review. And this time, this is going to be another LEGO review. So, in the last LEGO review I did, I believe it was in review number 10. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that, sorry, stuff is clattering over here in the background. The last thing I reviewed, LEGO related, was my LEGO Star Wars Darth Vader's Transformation set, the remake version. We're not going to be talking LEGO Star Wars today. We're going to be talking LEGO Star Wars in another video. We're going to actually go back and take a look at some more superhero stuff. So, here you guys recall, the last thing we took a look at that was superhero related was my Ghost Rider Spider-Man team-up set, which was review number 7. Now, you'll see those previous reviews in the end cards, because those were my last LEGO reviews. So, today, we're going to be taking a look at something DC related. I don't know what I just did there, but ignore that. So, what we're going to do is, for the rest of this video, since we're going to be taking a look at not a LEGO set, but actually a custom LEGO minifigure, unless you guys already read the title. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this clear plastic base for the rest of the review. So if you guys, let me tell you guys a little story. So when it comes to custom figures, I'm not exactly too far, I'm not exactly unfamiliar with the concept making custom figures. So this is my custom MKN4 figure I made a while back that I just wanted to make because I was really bored. I didn't really have much to do. So this was before I decided to make videos. Well, not before I decided to make videos, but before I decided to make them often. I would make them every now and then. Unlike now, how I'm trying to make them as much as possible, despite all the bad stuff that's happening in IRL, but we're going to ignore that. So this is a LEGO custom MKN4 figure. I just used some gold shoulder pad, a medieval print for the body, some dark blue legs, a black helmet. It was originally black, but I colored silver with a silver sharpie, black head, a sword, even though it's a samurai sword or a ninja sword, but it's the closest thing that I had to a medieval sword since that's what I had lying around. So yeah, I'm not exactly unfamiliar with making custom minifigs. This guy is not who we're going to be looking at. It's just an example of what we're going to be looking at. We're going to actually be looking at something Batman related. So when it comes to Batman, on hand right now, I only have one, technically 2 Batman figures, but in reality only one, which is this Batman right here, which is the exclusive electro suit Batman. You can only get it from this book right here. That's the only way to get this minifigure, unless you get him on Bricklink or something. So this is basically my only Batman figure I have. I just gave him my silver batarang just cause. And the reason why I say technically 2 Batmans is because I also have a knockoff Batman right here. You can tell it's fake because the print, well, just look at it. Yeah, you can tell it's fake because it's just like one of those that you put on. Also, the cowl is, oh shoot, of course I have the Butterfingers. Anyways, you can also tell that the cowl, by the cowl, which is Batman's mask, as you can see, the cowl is a very, very, very shiny plastic, and when you're not wearing gloves like me, how I wear gloves for the sake of preserving my identity, if the cowl feels extremely smooth, unlike this cowl, how it feels like a LEGO piece should. So technically, I have 2 Batmen, but in reality, including the one that we're going to be taking a look at today, I have 3. So I'm setting these guys off to the side. We are going to be taking a look at this guy right here. That's right. We're going to be taking a look at the, I guess, UG Customs or MinifigureBricks.com's custom Azrael Batman. So, as you can see, this is a custom LEGO minifigure of Azrael Batman, who is one of my favorite incarnations of Batman, apart from Bruce Wayne. So, if you guys don't know, this specific minifigure design was inspired by LEGO's official Azrael Batman design. As you can see from this picture right here, this is from LEGO Batman 3, the video game Beyond Gotham, and if you bought the DLC for the 75th anniversary of Batman, you'd get this minifigure in your collection. You get to play as him, use his accessories, and he was a really cool minifigure, and I loved Azrael Batman in the comics. I'll go get to that in a moment. So I bought this minifigure as soon as I saw it. Now, as of the time of this recording, as you can see from the screenshots here, my Azrael Batman was the 3rd of 3 that was left in this guy's shop, Toy Figure World, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It was the guy I bought it from on Etsy. And as you can see from the screenshot, sadly, there is no more Azrael Batmans left. And when I checked in, I believe in July 1st, which was several days ago, there was only one Azrael Batman left, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 star review because this figure is that cool. So yeah. And also, here's another photo of the people who I think made this figure. They come from a guy. If you see this screenshot right here is from a One Battle Ones review. I'll link his video in the description down below. But as you can see, it comes from a person called UG, and the people who I got it from is www.minifigurebricks.com. So when I bought the figure, going back to Azrael Batman, I got this little note right here that says, "Thank you for buying with me. I'm new on Etsy, and it would mean a lot if you could leave some positive feedback," which I did, because I got what I wanted, and I'm really happy with adding this guy to my collection, Lego collection. Please get in touch if you have any questions or problems. www.minifigurebricks.com. And as you saw from this screenshot right here, it shows Azrael Batman right there. I'm not sure if you can buy him anymore. I think everybody loves this version of Batman. And everybody loves his custom minifigure. So, getting on with the figure, the only accessory that he comes with, as far as my copy of Azrael Batman goes, is this nice little stand right here. It was very nice of you to send me this little stand. I very appreciate it. So, what we have is a, I don't know how many what by what studs this is, but it has 4 studs right here for your minifigures. So, very much appreciate getting this stand right here. And getting a look at Azrael Batman himself, as you can see, a really cool minifigure. I think he's just really sick, and his accessories are absolutely custom, and this is basically a real minifigure with custom accessories. The custom accessories being the chest plate, the wings, and the cowl, aka Azrael's mask. So before we actually review the figure real quick, I'm going to need to remove my gloves for this, as apparently my gloved hands are completely unreliable, so we're going to get rid of these real quick. And that's my fault, because I knocked out the wings by mistake. So before we can actually talk about Azrael Batman right here, let me just rearrange his wings properly. There we go. Let's go ahead and zoom in real quick. What I'm going to talk about first, since we're only going to be talking about this minifigure and something else that I have in mind. Actually, real quick, quick comparison. Here's Azrael with the other Batman that I have, the Electro Suit Batman. Let me put this clear plastic stand over here. Let me pop him on the stud, so you can get an idea of how different Azrael is from your stereotypical Batman. And just because, I might as well put the knockoff one right here, just cause, so you can get an idea of how different Azrael's suit is compared to your Bruce Wayne Batmans that you guys might have in your collection. So before we actually talk about the backstory, I might as well point out, as of right now, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if you can get this Azrael Batman anymore. This specific version of Azrael Batman was limited to 200 from what I saw from One Battle One's video. Once again, I'll link his video of Azrael Batman, this minifigure that I have, in the description down below. And there is also a red version of Azrael Batman, as you could see right here, and he was limited to 100, so he's more rare to find than the standard Azrael Batman, although he is pretty rare because everybody likes his figure. So as you can see, a really cool looking minifigure. I really like it. And even on its own, like, if you guys don't know the comic book story like I do, nonetheless, I think overall, Azrael Batman's suit is really cool. It's a combination of Azrael's various suits as when he was Batman, and as well as the suit that everybody knows, which was his very first one. Now, let's talk about Azrael's comic book background. So, in order to like for you guys, because I'm pretty sure there's many of you out there who's all like, what are you talking about? Who's Azrael? When did he become, like, when did this guy take Batman's place? Like, what's the story? I'm going to tell you guys to it right now. So, you're mainly going to be seeing pictures from this point on. So, the debut of Azrael in DC Comics was in this comic book right here, which is called the Sword of Azrael, where basically Azrael is a knight of the Order of Saint Dumas. Saint Dumas is basically an organization of enforcing justice in Gotham City, and basically they date back to the Knights Templar, where the two groups separate. Like, Saint Dumas was a person; he separated from the rest of the order of the Knights Templar because he had like some disagreements and created his own faction and swore that he would protect Gotham with any means necessary. So what they did was they bred a soldier and combined human DNA with animal DNA to create their soldier, which is being Azrael, because Azrael is not just one person, he's actually many people. So in other words, there's more than one Azrael. Now, the current Azrael, which is the Azrael that most people knows, his name is John Paul Valley Jr. His father was the current Azrael at the time, and he died. And what he wanted to do was he wanted to get his son, John Paul Valley Jr., away from the Order of Saint Dumas, but due to some misinterpretation, John Paul Valley Jr. thought that his father wanted to pass his mantle of Azrael to him, and so he went to the Order of Saint Dumas and received his training, and he became the new Azrael, which is, as you can see from this costume, is the Azrael that most people know. Now, let me tell you guys, I really love Azrael, not just as a character, but as a LEGO minifigure. So, even though he's not a real minifigure, which really does suck, I really do love the minifigure design, not from the LEGO Batman DS game, which I happen to have, and I might make some videos on in the future, but also how he looks in the console version of the game. I think he looks really, really cool. Really, really cool. Very, very well done. And especially when he's Batman. Now, going back to the story. So basically, Azrael, John Paul Valley, the current Azrael, which is the one I'm talking about right now, was also genetically altered. So not only is his DNA combined with animal DNA, but he also has a mental conditioning, which is called the system, which I'm going to try to explain this in the simplest way possible. So not only without like any like rigorous training like Batman, how he trained most of his life just to become Batman, Azrael was already a skilled fighter on his own without the need of like some excessive training, which is like part of the mental conditioning. But also, this mental conditioning forces Azrael to follow the ordeals of the Order of Saint Dumas. So basically, it's like a sort of mind control, like, you will do what I say, like, you have no free will, that kind of thing, and that really, really isn't good. Also, Azrael is one of those DC heroes, or one of the good guys that would actually kill people, because as Azrael would fight for vengeance, unlike Batman, how he fights for justice. And Batman, when he encountered Azrael, didn't approve of the way Azrael did things, and as soon as he learned about his mental conditioning, tried to help Azrael to like pacify it, so he can find like a more righteous path. So ever since Azrael temporarily discarded the Azrael costume, which is the one that we all know him as, he began wearing this like ninja costume, as you can see from this picture right here, from then forth on, and began to be trained by not only the current Robin, Tim Drake, but also Batman himself. Now, where does the story of Knightfall take place? Knightfall takes place after this comic right here, which is called A Death in the Family. So basically, there's 4 Robins in the DC universe. There's Dick Grayson, the first Robin, who became Nightwing. There's Jason Todd, who was the second Robin. He was killed by the Joker and then became the Red Hood. There's Tim Drake, who is the current Robin, and which is pretty much the Robin that most people would know. And then there's Damian Wayne, who I'm pretty sure is non-canon in the Knightfall continuities. Basically, he's Batman's son. Anyways, the Batman storyline, Knightfall storyline, takes place after Jason Todd dies. So he gets Tim Drake as his new partner, and they're basically watching over Gotham. Bruce Wayne is tired, aka Batman. He's tired after fighting so many criminals, and then this is the comic book where Bane debuts. Now, if you guys don't know who Bane is, for those of you DC noobs out there, Bane is basically one of the most strongest and most like dangerous of Batman's rogues gallery, apart from Killer Croc, is one of the also just as dangerous. So basically, Bane, he breaks out of prison and he wants to take over Gotham City, but in order to do that, he would have to defeat Batman. And so he creates a sort of master plan in order to let that happen. So what he does is he breaks out all of the Batman's rogues gallery out of Arkham Asylum. So Bane's strategy is basically he's going to wear down Batman, so it's going to take him like a long time for him to put all these criminals back in jail. And basically, until he's like super weak to the point where he can't really fight at his hardest, Bane will strike and, as he quotes, break the Batman. So that's exactly what he does. Batman puts all these guys away, albeit with some criminals left, but pretty much puts everybody else away. And Bane fights Batman, discovers his secret identity, and the iconic moment in most comic book histories, breaks Batman's back. And yeah, that is one of the most powerful moments in DC Comics history. So Batman's back is broken, and in order to deal with the rest of the criminals and Bane himself, he has to have somebody take his place. So Dick Grayson, who's the current Nightwing at the time, Batman feels that like he feels as if Dick Grayson wants to be like his own person instead of in Batman's shadow. So that's why he doesn't ask him to take the role of Batman. Tim Drake is too young to take the mantle of Batman, so that's also a no-no. Jason Todd is dead, so he can't ask him for help. So it all comes down to John Paul Valley, aka Azrael, how Batman assigns him to become the next Batman. Now, what's it called? It all goes well at first. Azrael becomes Batman and is a decent detective. albeit mostly relying on the Batcomputer for help. Although, as the more longer he becomes Batman, the more of the Azrael program becomes like becoming active again. So basically, with Batman's help, Azrael has been able to pacify the system mental conditioning in his head. However, as soon as he like puts on the Batman cowl, that programming starts to like sort of wake up again. And after dealing with several criminals, he begins to upgrade the suit. Now, a current theme, a theme that happens in Knightfall's story is that Azrael constantly is upgrading the bat suit to his needs. Like for example, Azrael may be thinking, oh, throwing batarangs is not efficient enough. It's more efficient if it shoots out like a minigun. So I'm gonna go ahead and build these guns that shoots out razor sharp batarangs to cut down criminals. Or oh, Batman's methods are not efficient. Let me add some lasers and flamethrowers. That'll do the trick and enforce justice to Gotham. Oh, let me add some claws to the gauntlet, so that way I can just slash at criminals and punch them to the point where they bleed. So like, he becomes increasingly violent, albeit not like, it's not exactly Azrael's fault, it's the system's fault. The system of Azrael, it's like changing the way Batman is. So first off, Azrael builds the gauntlets and adds claws to them and makes him shoot out batarangs. And then when he like fights Bane for the very first time, it's not enough. So Azrael fights Bane twice. The first time he loses, and then that's when he's like, oh, the gauntlets are not enough. I gotta build a full battle suit. I gotta build like this suit that Bane will fear. That will make a new message to Gotham that the Batman is not something to mess around with, and he will bring down anyone who gets in his way. Like that kind of message. And then Azrael, in perhaps what I think is my most favorite Azrael Batman suit, like that's what he does. He builds the very first Azrael Batman costume, which is this one right here. And as you can see, that's roughly what the minifigure is based off, the very first costume. Albeit without the cape and more with the metal wings, but we'll get to that. Now, let me tell you guys, this suit, I really love this suit. So much that I even drew it. As you can see right here, I drew a black and white version, which is my rough drawing of it. And then I made one in color, which I think is really cool. So, Azrael, in this brand new suit, has tons of gadgetry. He has a belt on his waist. He has a belt on his leg, just in case if he needs even more gadgets. He has the gauntlets, which have clawed gloves, which is crazy. He has batarang machine guns, which is just as crazy. He has laser guns inside of the gauntlets, which is crazy. He has a light projector, which can project the bat signal and blind his enemies if necessary. And I believe he has a flamethrower also in the gauntlets. So basically, this is a Batman that is not messing around. He is not one to be so merciful with like villainy in Gotham. This is a Batman where if he sees villainy, you are done for. You are so screwed. So then, when this Batsuit is completed, he fights Bane for the second time and absolutely kicks the crap out of Bane. Just look at that. He's absolutely swiping at his face, kicking the crap out of Bane. Like Azrael in this new Batsuit is literally demolishing Bane to his core, to the point where at the end of the fight, Bane is begging Batman to kill him. And as you know, Batman doesn't really kill people. And then in the end, well, Batman decides, no, you are broken. Let Blackgate Prison collect all the pieces. So basically, it's a figurative way of saying, just as Bane broke Batman, this time, Batman came back as worse as he ever was and broke him. So basically, this was the start of Azrael's reign as Batman. And this is the second variation of the Azrael Batsuit. Now, as you can see, he changed the cowl a little bit, so it's less like a traditional faceless, mouthless Batman cowl to more of a robotic-esque cowl, as you can see. And he also ditches the cape for these metal wings, which are the wings that you see on the figure. And he adds the Bat logo, the Batman logo on the chest armor underneath the light. So basically, Azrael becomes more and more violent as Batman, while Bruce, aka the original Batman, is recovering from his injury. Now, there is a point in Knightfall where basically Azrael, Batman, and Robin are chasing after this serial killer called Avatar, and after a little outcoming with his mental programming, so basically Azrael, he wanted to continue the code as Batman and save this criminal and the hostage. However, the code of Azrael, like the programming, makes him see a hallucination of Saint Dumas, the guy who founded the Order of Saint Dumas, and basically told him, Azrael, protector of faith, take your vengeance against the criminality of Gotham. And, well, he forces Azrael to freeze in place against his will, unwillingly letting Avatar die, and as a result that caused the hostage to die. So basically Robin and Batman were both responsible for the death of a human civilian. So this is where Azrael once again reinvents the Batsuit and goes hardcore. So this is basically like the final variation of the Batsuit, albeit it looks less like Batman. In this state, he's not messing around and will not deliver mercy. And also, he severs ties with Robin and the police. So that's how you can tell that things are going wrong. And he starts reverting back to Azrael. So when he was Batman in this suit, he was going by the code of Batman. But as the mental programming reawakened, the suit started changing as if he was going back to the ways of Azrael. And more so when the suit turns red. Now, remember when I showed you guys this red minifigure? My gripe with that minifigure is that they didn't make a new cowl which looked like this one. Which is what disappointed me the most, is that the rest of the suit is fine. I just wish that the cowl looked like this one. So that way it's more accurate. So, Azrael is going too far, and then Batman takes back his cowl after he's fully healed up and takes his mantle back as Batman. And that's basically the end of the Knightfall story. Batman defeats Azrael in the most clever way possible by opening the hole when he first found the Batcave and shining the light at Azrael, breaking him free of the Order of San Dumas's control and freeing John Paul Valley. John Paul Valley, not knowing what happened, apologizes to Batman for his mistake and reclaims that Bruce Wayne is the true Batman. And that's basically where the Knightfall story ends. And overall, I really think the Knightfall story is really, really good. Now that I basically explained to you guys the Knightfall story, albeit it's an extremely good story, now you guys understand why there's a Batsuit that looks like this. It's basically Azrael reinventing the Batsuit to a much more fiercer, stricter Batman now. Let's have a look at the minifigure now. So, as you can see, the cowl is that faceless Batman cowl as you saw from earlier. The gold emblem right here, the gold print, is meant to be the light that Batman shines when he not only blinded Bane, but also alerted the police that, like, I've arrived. As you see, it has really, really nice printing. The lines on the print are nice and thick, which is really, really cool. So you can see Azrael's gold armor right there, nice and true. The shoulder armor right there, the gauntlets right there, which is really, really nice. You have on the other side as well, is really, really nice. You got the leg belt right here, which in one Battle One's figure, the belts, not only his actual belt, but his leg belt were much more golder in color. These are more like a silver, but I'm okay with that. It doesn't really I don't really mind. Yeah, and the bat symbol looks really, really nice. It looks just like how, like, when he first started using the bat symbol on his actual armor, which looks really nice. And the accessories themselves are actually a rubber material. I was expecting these when I first saw One Battle One's review to be 3D printed, but they're actually rubber, and I don't actually mind that. I think that was okay. I think that's all right. Azrael's red eyes. So let me tell you something else about. Let me zoom out the camera real quick. Let me tell you something else about Azrael Batman. His mask. Unlike normal Batman, how normal Batman had white eyes, Azrael Batman has red eyes. So let me go ahead and grab my electroproof Batman here. So the technique that LEGO uses to make the white eyes is that they have Bruce Wayne wear like a bandana to like represent the masked eye, because his actual eyes can't reach upwards to where the eye holes are. So that's a really smart move on LEGO's part. And surprisingly enough, as I've already showed you, it's the same with the knockoff one as well. How they even went as far as like making sure the face looks correct. Oh shoot, he's a double-sided face. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. Although Azrael Batman, he doesn't have a face because there's no actual LEGO printing. Like, there's no actual LEGO version of John Paul Valley's face, so they don't know what he looks like. So what they UG, or I guess in this case minifigurebricks.com, what they decided to do is they just gave him a plain red head. Now, I don't want to actually like put pressure on the cowl, but it is a as you can see, a rubber material, but that's perfectly fine because it does the job of looking like Azrael Batman does, as you can see. So like, I think that's really cool. So as you can see, it looks really, really nice. The wings, metal wings especially, look very nice. And as I've explained, these metal wings were what Azrael used in place of the cape. Like, when he ditched the cape, he started using these to actually like legitimately fly, and they look pretty good. This cape, it has like a three-dimensional like effect to it, how you can see the wings perfectly here, but then it gets like darker and darker, and I think that looks really cool. Now, this is actually made out of rubber too, so this comes off really easily. This connects from a stud right here and an anti-stud right here. As you can see, you can continue to see Azrael's belt continue out to the back right there, which is really cool. So let's actually set the wings down for a second. Let me actually remove Azrael Batman's chest armor real quick. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the head and remove his chest armor real quick. Then we'll just like put the mask back on. So as you can see, the printing continues on with on the back, which is really cool. And Azrael's gold armor is nice and bold, the lining, and overall it looks really, really nice. I really, really dig it. And I'm really happy that, my figure came exactly as promised, and it looks exactly like how it does in the picture, because I've ordered on eBay in the past, which is how I got two of my items, one being a Lego set that I'll look into the future. But I always thought that because it was my first time on Etsy, literally this Batman was my first buy ever on Etsy, I thought that they were gonna like rip me off, like give me a completely different figure instead. That was like my biggest fear when I bought Azrael Batman. But no, they gave me exactly what they promised, and I'm really happy that they kept their word and I got the exact same figure as one Battle One did. Because there is a more as I would say, lesser Azrael Batman figure, and I don't think this one looks good. I think this one that I'm holding right here and that I'm like reviewing to you guys looks much, much better in comparison. So yeah, and not to mention, well, it looks like Azrael Batman, and I'm really, really happy that, well, they went as far to make it look like Azrael Batman. Once again, for comparison, we'll bring in Electric Suit Batman over there, and we'll also bring in the knockoff Batman that I got over here. So might as well bring this in. And another thing I might as well show to you guys that I said I was going to show to you anyways, is that not only does this Batman is going to go like nice to my collection of my Lego figure collection, but also he'll go nice with this diorama that I built here. Now this little Lego diorama thing that I built, let me go ahead and bring it over here. There we are. I built this Lego diorama because I was bored. Didn't have anything to do. So as you can see, here's one of my reviews, which is going to be this custom Lego Batmobile mock that I made. We'll see this in like a future video. There's a lot of stuff that I got to review that you guys haven't seen yet, or maybe you have seen but you're wondering like where I got this from or where I'm going to review it. So this Lego Batmobile is going to be one of those things that I review in the future. So be sure to look out for that. I'm also really looking forward to reviewing this thing as well. This thing is really awesome. So as you can see, I made this like little base right here, and Azrael Batman right here is going to look really good standing up there on top of the base right there, which I think it looks really, really cool. So just like position it real quick, and then turn this head. I think it looks really good. It's just Azrael standing on top of one of the buildings of many buildings in Gotham City. Or just another suit in display, because there's already a suit display case right there, so... So, since we pretty much finished the review for Azrael Batman, we might as well take a look at this little mini base that I have. So what have we got here? This flame is also part of my Batmobile. So let me go ahead and put that back on real quick. Let me put that back into the afterburner. There we go. Looks really, it's a really, really nice piece. Now, what have we got here? So we have a suit display case, as I've already previously mentioned, of my various outfits that I could choose from. We got some computer consoles and stuff over here. Most of the base is basically made of gray bricks. All the gray bricks that I had lying around, I just like put them all together and I just like made this. We have a safe over here. This is just a toy safe that I had lying around, and I just decided to use that to actually store some Lego bills, like actual Lego bills in here. There's like 3. So basically there's like $300 in here. I could have used it to store the newspapers from the Daily Bugle and their other rival company, but I chose not to, because in this case it's Gotham City and also just secret base, so why would I store a newspaper in the safe? And my Lego MK4 minifigure fell. So my Lego minifigure can stand right there on this platform. So what I have over there, let's go ahead and zoom in the camera. My battery's about to run out, so that's why we gotta make this quick. Also my tripod, I think I made it a little too tight. So what we got over here is a stack of weapons. As you can see right there, we have a blaster, we have an axe, we have a saw over here, we have a sword, we have a shovel, we got a harpoon gun over there on the very top. As you see right there, we also got that one sword that I showed you earlier when I was comparing my Lego MK4 minifigure. And on the back over here, this case, what it has is a extra helmet, so I can actually, you can't really see that well, but you can actually see, because the light is glaring, so it's kind of killing the effect. So if we look over here, let me actually, yeah, you can see a helmet, and you can actually spin it from the back right here. There's a spare helmet that I colored in entirely silver. So let's go ahead and turn that around, turn this base around to see what that looks like. So as you can see right here, there's a small little platform which has a silver helmet that I painted silver, which I think is pretty cool. You just spin it from the back. And yeah, overall, I've pretty much am planning to display my LEGO Batman minifigures up there on this platform right here. Because as you can see, there's two more bases right here which I can use to put regular Batman right here. And then I can put on the knockoff version right there. Like that. And then if I don't want to have mini MKN4 just, you know, standing up. I'm like repositioning my figures real quick so they look better. Don't know why Azrael Batman suddenly doesn't want to stand. Come on, dude. There we go. So yeah. We can also have my, if I don't want to have my MKN4 figure stand right there, I can just put them right there. And yeah, overall, it all comes full circle, I think. So overall, that's pretty much going to wrap up this review. If there was still people selling Azrael Batman, well, the specific minifigure, let me know in the comment section down below, because I've looked to see if I can find links so you guys can pick up this figure, because I think this figure is really, really cool. And you guys are like me, collecting not just LEGO minifigures, but Transformers and stuff. I think this Azrael Batman would fit really, really nice in your guys' collection. So overall, I give this guy a 5 out of 5. And overall, nice doing business with you, custom minifigures. And if it ever comes to it, I hope I do business with you guys again. So overall, you guys, that's going to pretty much wrap it for this video. What do you guys think of this LEGO minifigure? And should LEGO actually make an actual Azrael Batman minifigure? And if so, do you think it's going to be good? Let me know in the comment section down below. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this review of UG's also minifigure brick customs Azrael Batman, or aka Knightfall Batman. So what do you guys think of this minifigure? Do you guys think it's good, or do you guys think this this one picture looks better? Let me know in the comments down below. And I think that's pretty much gonna wrap this up. So as usual, links in the description down below for my DeviantArt and my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in checking either, be sure to check the description down below. If you guys want to see one Battle One's review of this very same minifigure, be sure to check the links down below, and I'll link you to his video. By the way, shout out to One Battle One. Good video. You made me want to get this figure, and overall, I think this guy's a really good figure. That's pretty much all there is to say. So there is review number 17 on LEGO Batman's Azrael Batman, and this is MKN4, aka Meta Knight NN4, signing out. Peace out, Galaxy Defenders, and remember, you never know unless you find out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, you guys. Black out.